गुरुभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय गुरवे शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादीनगेन्द्रसङ्घपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय मत्पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने। सर्वतन्त्र स्वतन्त्राय सदात्माद्वैतवेदिने श्रीमते शंकरार्याय वेदांत गुरवे नमः। योऽवतीर्ण इहाचार्य रूपेण यतीनामुदे श्रीमन्नारायण वन्दे तं हरिं करुणानिधिम्। मननाख्यं प्रकरणं वासुदेव यतीश्वरी रचितं विस्तरेणाद्य संग्रहेण प्रकाश्यते बालानामुपकाराय मम विज्ञानसिद्धये तत्र श्रीबालगोपाल कृष्णसन्निहितो भवेत्। ॐ Is Karma Shastra applicable to the jnani? Is the question. And obviously the answer is that this Vidhi Shastra, injunctions and prohibitions are not applicable to the Brahmajnani. Now, why is he some Paramatma's son-in-law or what? No, this is not granting some favor to anyone. Like in some other religions, then there will be a prophet, and that prophet will have all the concessions, all the discounts. For rest of the people, it is a sin. But if that same thing is done by their prophet or their leader, then it is not called as a sin. You know this. So is it some sort of that kind of a thing to be said? Not at all. Over here, kartritvam itself is a misunderstanding. And what does knowledge do? Knowledge eradicates ignorance and the effects of ignorance. So, misunderstanding or the erroneous understanding is also the effect of ignorance. And therefore, when the knowledge dawns, the misunderstanding also goes away, gets resolved. Now, sometimes that misunderstanding or the erroneous darshanam, you see the error in spite of you knowing that it is an error, like the nilima of the sky. How long are you going to see the blueness of the sky? So long as you have the upadhi of the eyes, and also you are going to be on the surface of the earth, from where you are going to look at this space. The sunlight which filters through the atmosphere of the earth diffuses the light, and so you have only the blue light which is visible to the eyes. Okay. As a result of that, the space appears blue. So because of your eyes and because of the atmosphere of the earth, and as long as you are going to be on the earth using the eyes, looking at the space, which means through the light which comes through that atmosphere. Till then, the space is going to appear blue in color. Now you have the knowledge that it is blue in color. Sorry, it is not blue in color. In fact, space is colorless. Space is colorless. No name, no color, no form. Ruparanga Rahita is the Akash. Yet you will continue to see it in spite of the knowledge, and that is because this error or this erroneous experience is generated by the condition. So conditioning by the upadhi. So also as so also as long as the body mind equipment is going to be there, the body will follow its own course. So knowledge takes place does not mean that the jnani will not become old. Okay. Some people have got this silly understanding that if there is knowledge, the body does not become old. This is some beauty treatment or what? Huh? So it does not become old. So somebody was telling me, Swamiji, you have all your bals gone, you have become bald. I said, that is our parampara. Look at Shankaracharya and every. You see, huh? The body will follow its own course. So also the mind will follow its own course. And what do you mean by the mind follows its own course? Mind is something that belongs to the Prakriti Karyam, isn't it? So, by that very virtue that it is a Prakriti Karyam, which means that it will continue to modify. Because in Prakriti, what is the niyama? Everything is in a constant process of flux, modification, change, transformation. So the mind also transforms, and the transformations of the mind are called as your thoughts. This vritti is what? Chitta parinama, correct? It is the chitta parinama. It is just the transformation, change. And that change in form of thoughts means with every thought, ahankara will also rise. Ahankara will rise. And that what is the frame of this ahankara? The ahankara will always be aham karta, aham bhokta, aham pramata, etc. Okay. Because it is giving an akara to this aham. It is assuming some akara, some form, some concept with this aham. So this aham is sometimes seen as karta, bhokta, pramata, etc. You know what is pramata. Pramata is not some Santoshi Mata, okay? Pramata is, the knower is called as pramata. Today some people are missing from here. Pramata is there. So what happens? Okay. So now with every thought form, ahankara will rise. In case of the Ajnani, this ahankara is seen as the reality of the self. That I am the karta, I am bhokta, I am the experiencer, knower, pramata. This is what he is seen about this I. And let somebody say something about him. Hey, you don't know anything. What? I don't know. I, you don't know. Your father does not know. Your grandfather does not know. Your whole khandan does not know. You're calling me. I don't know, ignorant. Your whole khandan is ignorant. No, the thing is, you are not the pramata, knowing, not knowing. Is all this scale of pramata. You are knowledge, prakasha swarupa. You do not become pramata. You don't become bhokta. This bhoktrutvam, kartrutvam, pramatritvam is all superimposed. You have seen what is superimposition. You have seen that with the example of Nauka and the tree. Remember that example, very, very, very effective example, Nauka and the tree. And then what happens? Anyatra, अन्यनिष्ठ धर्माणाम अन्यत्र अवभासः. Mirabai, you remember this? Everybody. अन्यनिष्ठ धर्माणाम अन्यत्र अवभासः. Okay. Yes, Sundaram, you remember this? How is adhyas defined?
Swamiji, sorry, I couldn't remember, Swamiji.
Anyanishta. Repeat it after me, all of you. Anyanishta dharmanam anyatra avabhasaha adhyasaha. This is called as adhyas. And keep the example also associated with that definition of the nauka and the vriksha. Okay. Then what happens over here is that this kartritvam, bhoktritvam, which is not actually the swarupa of Atma. For the ignorant, this is the reality, that it is the swarupa, it assumes it to be the reality. Like the ignorant assumes that the tree is running, okay, and the nauka is stationary. This is the ignorance understanding about, or experience is the same. Even Jnani also has the same Jagrat Swapna Sushupti only as the experience. So also the one who is sitting in the nauka, one is an ignorant and one is not the ignorant. So adult person and one is a small child. The child says, look, look, look how the trees are running behind. Okay, in the opposite direction. Whereas the adult who is sitting, his mother or father, they don't say, oh, the trees here in this place are running. Huh? You went to Narmada Parikrama, you did that in the boat of Ungareshwar. Huh? So
Yes.
So on both the sides you feel as if the trees are running in the opposite direction, isn't it?
Yes.
But did you say that the trees are running?
Because we know.
Because you know. So that experience is the same. But what you understand from an experience is different. So the child also sees the tree, the adult also sees the tree, and both of them are seeing that there is a movement. But the child sees the movement in the trees, whereas the adult sees the movement in the nauka. Correct? Also, Jagrat Swapna Sushupti is the experience of all. But what do you see, and what in this Jagrat Swapna Sushupti, that I am the Karta Bhokta Pramata? And what does the Jnani see for Jagrat Swapna Sushupti? That there is I, the self, is not the Karta Bhokta or Pramata. Okay. Yet, as long as the mind is going to undergo transformations, which means that the thoughts are going to arise, with every rising thought, the ahankara is going to come. In case of the jnani, that ahankara is falsified, whereas in your case or our case, that ahankara is assumed to be the reality. In him also the ahankara will come. So jnani means does not mean that ahankara will not come. It comes. As long as he is going to be in vyavahar, ahankara will come. When you are going to ask Raman Maharshi, Maharaj, did you have food? What will he say? Oh, the body has eaten idli today. and the Jivha has enjoyed something like that. He'll say like that. The Vyavahari, he'll say, yes, yes, I have had food. The idli was nicely cooked today. It's simple and finish it off. Isn't it? So as long as that Vyavahara is there, the Ahankara will come even in Jnani. But this is not taken. It is falsified immediately. Immediately it gets falsified. So, though it gets falsified, yet it is there or not, seen or not. Like when I look at this carpet spread in front of you, this carpet has designs of these flowers and lotuses and all these things in my room. So when I look at it, I know there is no flower, no lotus, no leaves, no nothing. But yet, does it stop me from seeing the lotus and a leaf and flower different from each other? I am able to see. So also the jnani also is going to see. Ahankara he sees. Okay. Now what has happened is that kartrutvam, bhoktrutvam is seen though falsified. And wherever there is kartrutvam, bhoktrutvam, whether it is false or whether it is real, some sort of niyamas will be applicable or not. Some niyama will be applicable or not. And that is why he is now saying that the jnani, though siddhantitva kritakrityaha ajnaninaha iva punyakarma eva anushtheyam iti niyamaha nasti na tatra sandeha tathapi tathapi means yet what is there? In case of the jnanis also, what do we have? We have jnanis, their experience is the same. Atma is Brahma, this is the knowledge, this is the experience, it is the same. Yet, depending upon the state of their mind, now this distinction is there. And what is the distinction? Brahmavidvara, Brahmavidvariyan, Brahmavidvarishtaha, iti tesham madhye Brahmavidvarishtaha eva videha muktaha. Amongst these four that are mentioned over here, that Brahmavidvarishtaha, the highest, the supremost amongst the Brahmajnanis, is considered to be videha muktaha. Now, why are you calling him videha muktaha though he is still in the body? Because aso varishtaha eva vritti shunyaha. His mind is as though like a decoction of that samadhi abhyas. Distilled. You know the process through which they make the essence of the flowers and all? In Kannauj, Kannauj is the place where these essences are made from real flowers, whether it is jasmine or rose. Then what they do is they put all this rose and all that in a pot, and it is sealed from all the sides, and there is a pipe on the top through which the vapor that will rise will fall into yet another vessel, which is in which that what do they call, the vapor gets condensed. So over here it is boiled, and with that the vapors will rise, and the smell of the roses will be caught in that vapor. It comes down here. It is condensed here. Okay. Then what happens? Like that, the mind of this Brahmavid Varishta, that distilled with Samadhi Abhyas, saturated with Samadhi Abhyas. As a result, now that mind stops the transformation stops the modification in the form of thoughts. Okay, modifications will continue, but modifications in form of the thought is halted. Okay, then how is the modification there? There, that modification is in form of samadhi becoming denser and denser. In his case, what is the modification? What is the nature of that modification? Over there, the samadhi keeps on becoming denser and denser. It is not like our modifications. Our modification is vritti. It is vritti. Ghatakara vritti, patakara vritti, so on and so forth. Here the modification has come. And therefore he is vritti shunya. And what does the ahankara require? The modification in form of vritti is not there only for whom? Brahmavid Varish. But in the rest of the places, it is there or not? So in case of the Brahmavid, it is there. Brahmavid Vara, it is there. Brahmavid Variya. But now in these, what do they call? There's hierarchical sequence of rise. The vrittis keep on becoming lesser and lesser, and then samadhi keeps on becoming denser. Okay, knowledge is there in all of them, and because of which the ignorance is gone. So knowledge, samadhi is not a replacement for knowledge. Know this very well. Samadhi is not a replacement for knowledge. And what is the sadhanam for moksha, kaivalyam?
Jnanatyeva kaivalyam.
Jnanatyeva
Jnanatyeva
kaivalyam.
kaivalyam.
Jnanatyeva kaivalyam. No other replacement. You understand? Oh, what will we do with this jnana? Maybe you want samadhi. These are all silly people because they have no shastra anugraha on them. That's why they are talking like that. Anything they're prattling anything that comes to their mouth. Give them full discount. Go. Oda. Run away. Then, so all of them have knowledge. Basic thing is that tattva jnanam has taken place. But samadhi is an alankar of tattva jnana. So alankar is there, and the girl itself is, the bride is bhag gayi. What will you do with that alankar? He is not dead. What do you require? You need that bride to wear the alankar. Samadhi is there, knowledge is not there. What will we do? But that is alankar. So samadhi is the alankar of, and not only alankar, it has got one more function to serve, and that is it protects the knowledge. It protects the knowledge. Jnana raksha, tapasiddhi. You remember all these things? Pancha prayojanani. You remember the pancha prayojanas? First is jnana raksha, tapasiddhi. Then
Manonasha.
who is this? Manonash is the sadhanam. Through that sadhana, the prayojana is accomplished. What are those pancha prayojanas? Not the sadhanas. Sadhanas are three. Huh? आप बोलते ढूंढो और ले आओ. अच्छा, कोई बात नहीं. असो वरिष्ठ एव वृत्ति शून्य तस्य एव न विधि निषेधः. Now, अन्येषामपि त्रयाणाम्, in case of the other three also, jnana mahimna, is by the Mahima, the glory of knowledge. What is there? Vidhi Nishedha Bhavaha. Because Vidhi Nishedha is for the Karta, where Kartritva Muktatva is falsified. How, sir, you are going to have these things? So Vidhi Nishedha Bhavepi, what is there? Though they Vidhi Nishedha is not applicable to them, yet they are not even Vritti Shunya. If they are not vritti shunya and they are still in transaction, and every transaction means that somewhere or the other the self is assumed to be karta bhokta, भले ही falsified, बाधित होकर के, है ना? Don't you know that sun never sets and sun never rises? But don't you plan your day according to sunrise and sunset? When you have to meet a friend, you tell him, I'll meet you at the sunset time. Oh, we'll go to the restaurant and have coffee there. Many days we are not. Don't you say that? So you plan your day by sunrise and sunset, though there is nothing like sunrise and sunset. So vrityashunyatva bhava. And what is the other reason? Vyavaharavatvacha. And the third reason is lokanugrahatham. So now there are the three reasons. Vidhinishedha is not applicable to them. Vidhinishedha means injunctions and prohibitions are not applicable to the jnani. All right? Do we understand why not applicable? So this is not some beimani like other places, okay? But this is a proper technical thing, why it is not applicable. So vritti-shunyatva bhava, A. B. Vyavaharavatvacha. Vyavaharavatvacha means he is carrying on some transactions with the world, even whether he is answering the questions of the Shishya, or he is simply, going for Bhiksha, Snanapanadi. Okay? These are the only transactions for a sannyasi. What other transactions will be there? That he is making some, signing a deal with some foreign company or what? Not that transaction. Transaction is just this much. What is that transaction, nature of transaction? That Shishya Upadesha will be there. Or Bhiksha will be there. Or at the most he will go for Ganga Snan, etc. That is it. So what happens is Vyavaharavatvacha Lokanugrahartham. So also, hey, but for blessing the people, because he is going to be seen as an ideal by other people, whether he wants or he does not want. The reason is because his contentment and peace is going to become so evident, that he will be looked upon by people, whether they are astikas or they are nastikas. He will be admired by people around him. As a result, what will happen when he is going to be admired? They will have some adarsha buddhi in him. They will consider him to be some sort of an ideal. They will look upon him, or not look upon, or look up to him. Right? Bella, this is better, right? Look up to him. Okay. So they will.
Role model, na Swamiji? Role model.
Some sort of a role model, some sort, but उसको आदर से देखेंगे जो. Now you see, even those Mahatmas who are in some sort of an Avadhuta Dasha, like Bharata, Jada Bharata. So this Rahugan, or even this fellow, who was that Yadu and Dattatreya. You know that story, right? Yadu and Dattatreya. So Raja Yadu, he was going from somewhere, God knows where. And he sees this one fellow is lying by the roadside, and there is his body is also though in all rags and all that, and there is dust on his body and chata, matted locks on the head. He's dhashta pushta and tejasvi, and there is an immense beatific smile and contentment on his face. So Raja Yadu gets down from that palanquin or the chariot that he's riding. He comes to him, says that, "Sir, who are you?" Now imagine the king gets down and comes and talks to a roadside beggar or somebody. Then it must something that he has to see or not. Something becomes evident to him or not. So he sees that. He comes and says that, "Please tell me what is it that you have? You don't even seem to be having proper clothes. You are wearing some rags from the road." Rathya charpata virachita kantha. Sannyasi's godhadi also, his blanket, the quilt is also nothing but, made from this rags from the road. Kantha. But nowadays now, Pashmina shawl, they wear, no. Sannyasi means it is this. Rathya virachita. Rathya charpata virachita kantha. So what happens is, now he is going to be looked upon by people. Now Raja Yadu feels that he is some Shrestha Purusha. Then if Raja, he feels he's a Shrestha Purusha, obviously Samanya Janata will also have some sort of a Shresthatva Buddhi in this person. That's why when he is going to, and then because he is going to be seen as Shrestha Purusha, then naturally people are going to imitate him. People are going to imitate him. Why? Yadyadacharati Shrestha Tattadevetaro Sayat Pramanam Kurute Lokastadanuvartate. Bhagavad Gita. That the rest of the people will simply follow him. And whatever he does then will be looked upon by the people as a standard of living and doing. Okay? So this is what it is. So what is there is that this Brahmavid, Brahmavid Variyan, Brahmavid Vara, all these people, all the three, Brahmavid Vara, and Brahmavid Variyan, they will be looked upon by people, though Vidhi Nisheda is not applicable. If they are not going to follow the Vidhi Nisheda Shastra in their Vyavahar, now Samanya Janta, who is already the victim of their own desires and idiosyncrasies, you see, will they follow the Shastra? And therefore, Lokanugrahartham, hey, it is not that he has to achieve something. He does not follow the Vidinisheda Shastra so that people should call him good. He is following that Vidinisheda Shastra because people are looking upon him, and this is how people will follow him. And that's why Sadachare Vasthatavayam, that he must abide by the Sadachara. Sadachara means a lifestyle in which one follows the scriptures and the injunctions as well as the prohibitions. It's called as Sadachara. It's called as Sadachara. Sadachare eva sthatavyam. Let it be established there in Sadachara. Now he says, so we are not making a hard and fast rule about it. Iti uchyate. Natu niyam. Did we do this yesterday? Or we have already finished? Okay. But then unnecessarily I went through all this whole exercise. Niyamyate. Repetition. Repetition. Na?
Sorry, Swamiji. One paragraph repetition. One whole paragraph repetition. Shravan.
What? न तु नियम्यते तस्मात् तत्त्वज्ञानिना कर्मिणां मध्ये कर्मिवत् कर्मानुष्ठे जिज्ञासूनां मध्ये तु कर्म त्यक्त्वा ब्रह्मैव सत्यम् अन्यत् सर्वम् असत्यम् इति ज्ञानमेव उपदेष्टव्यम्. Udiya Babaji Maharaj, when he was there in Baba's ashram, this Vedanta Charcha will take place from morning 2:30 to 5:30. And that was his niyam. Those who want to participate in the Vedanta Charcha, 2:30. Somebody will say, Baba, we can't get up that early. That means that if you cannot give up your sleep in order to know Brahman, then you are not obviously a qualified student. So in the first filter only you get rejected. And then there is no way that, whatever Baba and other people are doing, the question answers over there, recorded, and please give it to us. We will listen to it later in our leisure time. The rest of the day, then Baba will talk only about bhakti.
आई
Huh?
घाबरले की मी प्रसादनं फोन ठेवला आणि हे स्वामीजी मागून हसले.
मेरा था ये माइक शुरू है.
सॉरी.
No, there is no. So what happened is Baba used to do this. Tasmat Tattvajnanina. That how is this conduct of this Tattvajnani? Karmina Ammat. Karmi means again he who considers himself to be a karta. For that's why avidya is still there, and therefore avidyavan purushanam madhye. How is he? Karmivat karma anushtheya. He does that. Karma only he follows. This is how meticulously it should be done. Virinisheda Shastra is followed. But Jijnasunam Madhya, when there are people who want to know what is the true nature of the self, Brahma eva Satyam. Atma is truly Brahman. Brahman alone is Satyam. Anyat Sarvam Asatyam. These people, they have got a very strange thing. Now they will call all the Vedantins as Mayavadi, Mayavadi, Mayavadi. Mayavadi. And they think that it is some big gali or something like that. They're using it now and then as if it is some big cannon that they're firing. But they don't know that this cannon has backfired on them. Ulta cannon chalaya. Are we Mayavadis or are we Brahmavadi? The Vedanta is saying Brahma eva Satyam, whereas you are saying Brahma also is Satyam and Maya is Satyam. As Maya is Satyam, Brahma also is as Satya as Maya. So now you tell who is really a Mayavadi by that standard? Maya. So you see how it is, and then it is used as if very derogatory. Mayavadi. What Mayavadi? Even if you are Mayavadi, that Mayavadi is to say that anything other than Paramatma is not real. Just as we are also saying ornament is real, but not as real as the gold. Gold is the reality because of which every ornament becomes real. Paramatma is the reality because of which this world has become real. So that's why Brahma eva satyam. With the Jidnyasus, he will roar like that. Brahma eva satyam. And Baba used to close the doors. This charcha, Brahma charcha, was limited to some people. It was not anybody come, "अच्छा, आ जाओ, हम सुनाएंगे, जबरदस्ती सुनाएंगे, कोई जरूरत नहीं है, मत सुनो." These filters are necessary. They are very necessary filters. Brahma eva satyam, anyat sarvam asatyam, iti jnanam eva upadeshtavyam. This is how we should do the upadesha. Atra prakritam kimiti chet. So now, in the present context, what is the point of all these things? All this discussion. The conclusion is Trivida Karanasya eva kartrutvam. That the kartrutvam belongs. What is the agency of action? All the three Karanas. These are the Karanas alone are the agents of action. Na Atmanaha. Kartrutvam does not belong to Atma. Iti Atma means the self, I. Iti Nishchitam. Come to this Nishchaya. That's all. Come to this Nishchaya. Underline that sentence. Trivida Karnasya eva kartritvam na atmanaha iti nishchitam. Like how you do japa om namah shivaya, shivaya. Like that, not japa, but now and then we have to Trivida Karnasya eva kartritvam na atmanaha. Trivida Karnasya eva kartritvam na atmanaha. Now you sit for meditation and then look, what are these karanas? What actions are they doing? No, there is no judgment. Oh, you are doing bad action. Mind, you are thinking about something like that. You are a papi. Now don't sit over there and whether you're papi or not papi or anything. Punyavan, no, nothing. Over there, what? Whether it is the thought is of punya or pap, it still belongs to the mind alone, to that psychology. It doesn't belong to the self. Like that, iti nishchitam. Now we are going into one step further. Okay. Where did we begin our discussion? What is the karanam of dukkham? What are the 7 things? Because of janma, sharira parigraha. Sharira parigraha is because of karma. Karma is because of raga dvesha. Raga dvesha is because of abhimana. Abhimana is because of aviveka. Aviveka is there because of ajnanam. So this is how we have to rise on the ladder of viveka. So now we are going to see that how the karma is taking place and what are the factors responsible for you behaving that way and me behaving the way that I am behaving. Otherwise, our whole, war with the world is just not this, that, I am right, you are wrong, and you have to do what I am doing. But why is he doing that way and why am I doing what I am doing? And to this, the answer is because of Raga Dvesha. This is the new topic which we are going to see. But in meantime, what should you do? This Nishchitam Trivida Karanasya eva kartritvam na atmanaha. Dwell on that. Enough for this evening. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Madarakanam Sutrabhashakitau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmi Murti Veda Vivaya Vyomavadvyaptadehaaya दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। नमः पार्वती पतये हर
हर
हर।
हर महादेव। हरि ओम। धन्यवाद स्वामी जी।
थैंक यू ऑल। थैंक यू।
हरि ओम प्रणाम स्वामी जी।
प्रणाम प्रणाम।
सॉरी